Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on another episode of Jesus Talks. All right. Today, I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to raise the question. And I'm going to answer the question, okay? Does her body count matter? All right. Why am I asking this question? How did I even stumble upon this question? Great question. Let me answer it. I woke up today, and as always, I go over my TikToks. I just go over my FYP. I want to see what people are talking about, what people are paying attention to. And of course, the first thing I see is relationships and dating. And the first thing that I came across, my FYP, was a girl posting about dating, or basically not talking about it, but just a post. A nice little great post, all right? And I really, really want to understand from a male's perspective, does body count really matter? Because what I see in these dating things is, as men, we want to know what kind of women to select. We want to have standards, all right? And for most men, some of these standards include her body count. If her body count is lower, she is able to, she's more likely to be a lot more faithful and loyal to you. Basically, you're taking a lot less of a risk if you marry her, okay? If she has a low body count. That's what most men are saying in this red pill space. And as always, I want to raise the question, like, does it really matter? Should you really be judging her over her body count? Why does it matter? This is really the most important thing. Why does it matter? All right. So let's go over the first video I want to show you that I saw on my FYP, and then we're gonna break it down. We're gonna deconstruct it together. Okay. All right. This is the first video right here.
Where are you? I'll be back. Morning.
All right. At first glance, this video might be very, very, very confusing. And I understand why. I get it. I understand why it's confusing. You're like, you will be my wife one day. And then she asks another question.
Where are you?
So what kind of music do you like? All right, I might cut out the music in this because it might not work for you. I was confused by it. I didn't get it. I want to understand why a woman would post this. I want to understand the context behind it. So I went to the comments section, like every natural man should do, all right, to get a woman's perspective. So this is interesting. What I found. Because the previous relationship exhausted all your energy and emotions, so you feel like you are too tired to start all over again with a new person. And then the person who posted this video responded, "I'm tired." And that really got me wondering. I'm like, okay, great. So is it just these women that feel this way? Is this the only message that's coming across this? And how does this relate to body count? I'm going to get there. Don't worry. I'm going to get there. All right. So look, the next comment, we grow cold. They are all the same. Going through this right now. Here we go again. The talking stage we stalk in. I'm absolutely terrified of this happening. All right. Now, as you can see, women are very emotional when it comes to dating. Okay. When it comes to selecting the man they want to be with. For us men, for most men, we don't think emotionally as much. All right. We think logically, or at the very least, the high value men in this red pill community believe that the women we select it on a logical basis, not on a emotional basis. We're very intellectual about who we're marrying. Because as we know, if you've been a guy before and you've been hurt, you never want to feel that way. And that's the same way that these women feel. That's the same way that most women feel. But women, really, when they're going out in the dating market, us guys, when we go in the dating market, we want to do what? You know what I'm saying? And what do women want to do? They want to find somebody that they can relate to or vibe with on an emotional level. And listen, if I'm stating the obvious, I know, because this next video that I'm going to show you that popped up on my FYP right after this video can be a little triggering. But this is a female's perspective, and I'm going to give you the alpha male red pill perspective, all right? This high value perspective on why body count matters, all right? And remember, I just want you to understand that this all ties into the fact that a woman is dating emotionally and men are dating logically, or we're just really dating to fuck. Like, let's just be honest with that. That's what we're doing. All right. I know you might get annoyed at this man, but listen, he's controversial and
how can you be high value if 50 men have slept with you?
Have I just been single for a long time?
No, unacceptable.
Why is it unacceptable?
A body count is probably the #1 most easiest way to judge the value of a female. I actually think that I'm going to say this. I think 99% of the world's problems, and no one's going to understand this, but if you can extrapolate, if you can listen to this statement and extrapolate it out towards society at large, I think 99% of the world's problems would be solved if females walked through life with their body count on their forehead. Because it would prevent,
All right, look. I know. I get it. Just believe me, I get it. All right, it's triggering. It sounds like he's making a joke, but when you really think about it, this is really how like high value men think intellectually. All right, because we're wondering what her body count is, and we want to know if she's a promiscuous woman, or we want to know if she's not a promiscuous woman, and how many men she's been with. And I'm gonna tie all this up. Don't worry. Just listen to the whole thing first.
Prevent all of the disintegration of morals. It would prevent so many things about the world.
But you know what? There's like...
And women would be like, to be with me as a man, I don't want to put another number on my forehead. You have to be a good man. They wouldn't stop fucking these idiots and stop being idiots. And all the idiocy would disappear, all the degeneracy.
So pretty much women would be a lot more selective about the women they choose. And remember, they're choosing emotionally. They're not choosing logically. All right. So the more numbers a woman racks up, the more men see that, and she's a lower value in the sexual marketplace, if you understand what I'm saying. Like that's just the way us guys think. All right, logically speaking. And there's a whole reason for it. Don't forget.
Literacy would disappear, families would return, virgins meeting their first man, staying with him her whole life and being proud of it. Couldn't we go back to such a beautiful age? All we have to do is start putting numbers on girls' foreheads. We could fix everything.
All right, I get it. He's trolling. All right, but now let's see what the men actually think in the comment section. All right, the most woke. She can't even argue that. Bro's actually speaking facts. Commentate W. All right, all these dudes are clearly Tate D riders. All right, they're clearly Tate dick riders. So that's the female's perspective, and that's the male's perspective, and that's basically how we're attributing dating to body count. All right, that's how we're making that connection. Now let me hit you with this next video. All right, but before I hit you with this next video, I want you to understand that the men in this community, in this red pill community, they believe women are hypergamous. All right. Now, I know I understand. I get it. That's a confusing word. All right. Because I had to look it up. So it's important that we look it up. So I have it here. All right. Hypergamy. The action of marrying or forming a sexual relationship with a person of a superior sociological or educational background. Now, if you want to break this down, basically what it means, if you want to break this down, basically what it means is that women date up. All right, when we're in a dating sociological place or whatever the fuck, women want to date up. Women, like if you ever ask a woman, hey, what do you look for in a man? The first answers are going to be, I want a man who's making over $100,000, or I want a man who's ambitious and confident and basically, very attractive and 6'1", tall, so they can look up in them, so they can feel secure, and all these things, right? So women want to date up. All right. Now, men, we don't care to date up. We don't care how much money you have. We don't. We really care about how you look and how you treat us. That's really pretty much the most we really care about, all right? And then communication, and like we care about looks, communication, And that's really it. We don't care about how much you make, to be completely honest. And we care that you're doing something and not just being really on the couch, not doing shit and just like leeching off shit. All right. Now, I'm going to show you a diagram so that you understand the hypergamy tree. All right. I didn't make this diagram. Oh, fuck. How do I? Hypergamy. All right, here, look. We have a tree right there. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see the tree, but I'm sure you can. All right. So look, as we can see, the blue is the males and then the pink is the females, right? So the blue represents the men, and you can see all the arrows pointing down, and basically it goes to show you that just the men on top are always willing to date lower. We're always willing to date down. So we're not really hypergamous. And as you can see in the chart right there, women are always dating up. They're always trying to date above their socio whatever the fuck, bro. Hold up. Women are always trying to date a person of superior sociological background. All right. So pretty much who makes more money, who is a higher status in society. That's pretty much how women date. All right. So now let's get into the body count. Let's really get into the body count. All right. There's something I heard a woman say that was really, really, really intriguing. And I really want to point that out. All right. Let me find the video real quick. Because this should really open my eyes as to the whole body count. Does body count really matter? All right. Because I used to always go about, look at her habits in the last 3 to 6 months. All right. And then determine and evaluate whether she's wifey. Like maybe her body count is not as much of an issue if she's got other green flags, if you understand what I'm saying, if you're qualifying her. Okay. Because you should judge a person by their past, but that shouldn't be the only determining factor. So her body count shouldn't be a make it or break it. But if she's got a bunch of other things, and now you understand why body count matters and why it's important in a relationship or in marriage. All right. I'm not personally married, but I am in a relationship, and my girl has only got 2 body counts, bro. Like the guy she lost her virginity to, and me. All right. And now this next clip is basically gonna a modern woman or just a woman explaining on a podcast to other people why body count matters. So let's listen.
Do you know if you sleep with...
He's violent.
Sheesh. I hate commercials, bro. All right.
Your chance of a happy marriage after 10 years, it goes from 80% to 20%. When she gets married, she's going to view her husband as less. That's another issue with sleeping with a lot of guys. Did you know if you sleep with more than 5 guys, your chance of a happy marriage after 10 years, it goes from 80% to 25%.
So a woman that sleeps with a lot of guys, all right, their success of a marriage drops. All right, so if you're a guy that's trying to be very logical and you're trying to minimize risk, you just hear that and you're immediately like, oh shit, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm taking less of a risk. All right, but now let's understand why. Why do these numbers even matter?
Why?
Yeah, casual sex.
Why? Because the more men you sleep with, you lose your ability to bond with each one.
Pair bonding.
Yeah, it's pair bonding. So if you sleep with one guy, you're going to compare the next guy to him. If you sleep with 10 guys, you compare all 10. If you sleep with 20, you compare all 20.
And guys hate being compared to other guys.
Well, they hate being, but it makes you more divorced. Like,
yeah,
you're not likely to be divorced, but you're more likely to leave if you did that because you're with your husband thinking about the last 10 guys that maybe weren't as good as the one you married.
Yo, how sad, bro. Like, not even how sad, bro. It's just true. It's just true, bro. You can't erase experience. You can't erase your girl's experience. So if she's been with 30, 40, 50 guys, right? She's always going to compare you. It's hard for her not to do that. She really has to be mentally tough not to do that, bro. Really understand herself. She can't be too confused. She has to be very strong emotionally and logically and understanding what she wants and why she selected those guys. And she has to also she can't compare you to these other guys. As a man, I don't like to be compared to the guys. I don't like being in a relationship where she's comparing me to her ex. That's not happening. That's not going down, bro. That's pretty much a break it for me. You know what I'm saying? It's breaking the line. So now let's keep listening.
God damn.
Well, you're
I get it. It's a hard
Are
pill to
you
swallow.
okay?
Yeah, that's just mad. I think that's mad because like
Made you think, innit?
yeah, because wait, but mostly girls. Okay,
It's a hard pill to swallow.
girls always go for like
It's a hard pill to swallow. I get it. It's a hard pill to swallow. All right. Now, in the podcast, they do go further into. They go into a story and explaining why women that are very promiscuous or that have had many, many men, how this can affect their marriage in real time. So let's listen to this story, bro, because this is a horror story. This is a real horror story, all right? Yo, for real, bro. All right, right here. Let's go.
That's an innate like response to not wanting to be alpha widowed. And an alpha widow is basically when you sleep with a guy that's so high value, no one else can compare.
Okay, so let's go over the word alpha widow for anybody that's confused. Obviously, she just stated it, but I got it here as well. An alpha widow is a term used to describe a woman who holds attachment and is still fixated on the man who had the most impact in her life. This is when a woman can't get over a man with a high sexual value who no longer wishes to have a relationship with her. So if you are trying to qualify a woman that you want to marry, and you can see that she's still kind of stuck on her ex, one, she shouldn't even be your girlfriend in the first place, bro. That's immediate red flag, bro. And here's why. If you marry that girl, here's what could happen to you. Listen up.
And so every guy, so your husband might pay for it because you're sleeping with your husband wishing it was the other guy.
Oh, that's disgusting.
God damn.
And I don't know about you, but I've found that there's always girls always have one ex that they like can't get over.
Can't get over.
That they can't, that it doesn't matter who they date after, they're always thinking about that last ex. And when I was in college, I remember just thinking, wow, this is so weird. Like everyone's got that one, and that's everyone's alpha widow. Like I'll
Bro, they all really do have that one, bro. I'm not going to lie. They all really do. So that's why you minimize your risk for all these guys for being compared to all her exes, all right, by choosing a girl with a lower body count. That's why it logically makes sense for us men, all right? So it's not that we're trying to like shame y'all for it. It's just that if we really want a real relationship, like these are things that we look at. These are things that we really study and we see. And we might not know how to explain it, but this is me explaining it to you. So now you get it.
I'll give you a story. I tell this story all the time on my show. So there was a girl I went to school with. She was like the girl next door you never would have known. Mm-hmm. She slept with a guy, or she was dating a guy for like a month freshman year. Okay. And they broke up because he was kind of a player. Like he cheated on her. Like I'm like, a month? Like that's so soon.
The casual story, bro. This happens to most females, bro. Most females you talk to, they will tell you this story. They get played by some guy, by some playboy, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you couldn't make it a month anyways.
Have you break?
Anyway, yeah. So like fast forward 4 years later, she's dating a new guy. This man treats her like a queen. Okay. He bought her a house. She bought her a house, moves her into the house.
So now she's moved on. She's all happy. She got a house and everything. And watch what she does next, bro. Watch what she does next, bro. That's why you gotta be careful. That's why you gotta be careful, bro. That's why body count really matters. Listen.
Amazon.
They're still together. They're
You
still
find them on Amazon.
Yeah.
They're still together.
No, they're still together to this day. I would say he probably wasn't as like good looking as the guy from freshman year, or had like as much of a smooth talker, but like good, reliable, responsible guy. Bought her a house, moved her.
So remember, she chose a man who was financially responsible, financially, high status. But is he really high value in her eyes? Is he really high value in her eyes? Let's watch.
And all this stuff. We're at a party, okay? Mm-hmm. And
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm at a party and she's there, and the guy that bought her the house isn't coming, but he's gonna get there in like an hour, okay? And I see her, she goes into the bathroom, and I'm like, why is that? Like, where'd she go? And
Don't say her name.
she comes, I see her come out of the bathroom with the guy from freshman year.
For fuck's sake.
She was sleeping with him in the bed. I don't know how long or what happened. I just was like, and you never would have known because she was like the girl next door. And yeah, she's like still with the other guy today. And that's so when I think of alpha widow, that's what I think of.
That hurts, bro.
I don't know.
That hurts, bro. I don't care what you say, bro. That is a horror story, bro. And that's what men are really scared of, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to be careful with her body count, bro. You got to be careful. But listen, that could happen to anybody. That could have been just one ex, and it could still happen to you. So you got to be careful, bro. You got to be careful for women that are alpha widows. You got to be careful for women that are promiscuous. And that is not, you think that's the last video? That is not the last video. There is one more horror story that I will show you that popped up on my Instagram Reels, actually. All right. This is insane. Absolutely insane. All right. Let's look. Let me show you this video, bro. It's honestly quite daunting.
So I wanted to go fuck my ex real quick. So I drove down to the gas station, let him cream pie me, and then I came home to sneak into bed. My boyfriend woke up and then wanted to fuck me, and he started eating me out and told me how good my pussy tastes, and he's eating my ex's cum out of me, and I never told him.
Boys, explain that to me. Explain that to me, bro. She said that she had a boyfriend. She went to the gas station and he... What, bro? What? That is crazy, bro. That is insane. That is insane. So, that's a promiscuous woman. You can tell by the way she's speaking about her stories, bro. She's very open, very, liberal about it. And, if that's the way she wants to live her life, I don't judge her. But is that the kind of woman you want a wife, bro? Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. Is that the woman you really want a wife? No, bro. No. So that's why body count matters, bro. That's really why body count matters, all right? The way she carries herself plus her body count, all right? It matters. It matters. Or at least understand her sexual history, all right? Before you commit to her, before you marry her, understand her sexual chemistry and her sexual history. And if you're okay with it, if you've come to terms with it, if she's healthily, mentally okay with it as well, then I would proceed. All right, I would proceed. Like even with my girl, and me understanding, there is two guys in her life. The first guy and me. I had to understand before I even committed to her. I had to understand. Hey, I had to like kind of see how she talks about him, how she really feels and all this shit. And once I felt that out, once I'm like, I don't see a problem here. I think I'm more high value than this guy. I think I'm more high status than this guy. So I really got nothing to worry about. Either way, I'm not gonna stress it. But I analyzed how she answered my questions. Okay, or basically I analyzed how she spoke about him, and I understood if there's a threat or no threat. But I didn't make her feel, I try to make her feel like it's an open space. But in reality, I was just testing her. All right, that's what you should do. You should test her as well. All right, because remember, you're qualifying her. You have standards. You want to be a high value man? You have to have your own standards. You have to have your own set of rules. All right, so does body count matter? Yes, it matters if you're going to commit, bro. It really does. And for sexual transmitted diseases and all that other shit, all right? But watch your body count. It matters. And if you're a woman watching this, and you want to understand a guy's perspective, this is why it matters to us, all right?